behind you, Poe.
Hey, and welcome to another Battlefront update. Today we got our first real look at the single-player campaign of Star Wars Battlefront 2. Not only did we get a full trailer dedicated to only the single-player campaign, but also our first look at the gameplay that we should expect to see in the campaign. First, we'll take a quick look into the trailer before jumping into the real good stuff, the gameplay. Now, before we get into anything, I just want to give you a quick lesson on Operation Cinder, which is part of Palpatine's contingency plan and what the game's campaign story is based around. Basically, all you really need to know is that Palpatine never planned for the Empire to outlive him. So the point with Operation Cinder is to eliminate both the Rebellion and the Empire at the same time. Palpatine saw things like this. If the Empire allowed its Emperor to die, it failed in protecting him and thus should not deserve to continue. So pretty much both factions are supposed to be wiped out with this plan. Also, I'm going to try my best not to reveal too much on what I think of each shot in the trailer, in an effort to not try and spoil anything, as a lot of what I saw in the trailer goes exactly with the single-player campaign leaks. I did a video on that some time ago, so if you're interested in learning more and don't mind potentially being spoiled, the link for the video is in the description. Okay, so in the trailer we see glimpses of Iden Versio freeing herself from a Mon Calamari cruiser, along with some brief gameplay footage of Inferno Squad landing on Endor, both being the very early missions of the game when the Battle of Endor is still raging on in space and shortly after. We see next Iden Versio getting in her TIE fighter and actually boarding a Mon Calamari cruiser. It's unsure whether this is before or after she gets captured, but this whole scene definitely takes place after the Rebellion attack on the Imperial Space Facility on Fondor. We then see a few seconds of Iden shooting a blaster without her helmet on in what looks to be her home planet of Vardos. This then cuts to an explosion on an industrial facility on Bespin, which is also likely part of Operation Cinder. Okay, so this scene right here really gets interesting, but from the looks of it, Iden is communicating with the rebels. Most likely her possibly defecting to the Alliance after she realizes that she isn't exactly on board with the whole Operation Cinder. We afterwards get to see the shot of the Corvus escaping a planet, possibly Naboo, with a swarm of Operation Cinder Imperial satellites that will try causing climate disruption and massive life-threatening storms on the planet. We then get to see a burning Naboo of Gazanti cruisers transporting AT-ATs onto the ground. We see Leia from the back looking into the sky at the Gazanti cruisers while rebel troopers are scrambling into battle. I have to admit, I'm disappointed we don't see any Naboo security guards in this clip, as I'm now a little worried that we won't get to see them in the game. Also, I'm rather skeptical whether we will actually get to play this mission on Naboo. Rather, this will just be a cutscene. And I only say this because there was no game info found on a Naboo single-player mission in the alpha leaks. But hey, hopefully I'm wrong. Next, we're on Vardos, which is also burning in the background, which is what we see an AT-AT firing at a squad of stormtroopers and an AT-ST. This is most likely Operation Cinder being enacted on Vardos. I don't want to say who's in the AT-AT because that will be spoilers, but if you're interested, again, check out my video on the story leaks. We then get to see an angry Iden and Admiral Versio. Iden is on Vardos and she's not exactly happy with what's happening, which I'd imagine is because her home planet is being torched to the ground. She's probably telling a group of stormtroopers to stand down from attacking, and I don't think they're listening. Now, Admiral Versio here isn't too happy either. I'm guessing he's being angry at Iden for questioning Operation Cinder. Finally, we get to see shots of Takodana and Maz Kanata, which I personally think is still during the events of the original trilogy and not yet in the sequel trilogy, as Iden and a certain other character will be visiting Maz together. For the gameplay in the campaign, things will play a little differently than on multiplayer. First and foremost, we'll actually be able to switch from third to first person while using Iden, and completely customize her loadout, which means everyone is going to be able to play through the story mode somewhat differently. You're not going to be restricted to blasters you don't like, as you can actually change them throughout the story. Another cool and exclusive gameplay feature only found in the campaign is players will actually be able to control Iden's droid. You'll be able to solve puzzles with it, sneak through by enemies, and attack them with it. Judging from the gameplay footage, we should also expect a number of stealth-like missions in the single player using the droid. Finally, there will even be a seamless space-to-ship boarding mechanic in the single player, where Iden will actually board a Mon Calamari cruiser with her TIE fighter. So having seen that, it's amazing to see that shipboarding will be a thing in the game, but at the same time a little disheartening that we just won't see it in the multiplayer for whatever reason. Also, I gotta say, very smart move by EA to release all the single player content the day after they announced that Visceral Games and its Star Wars single player only game are shut down. I don't have any doubts whatsoever that this was all done planned, just to get people to forget about the Visceral news after presenting them with all the single player eye candy. Figured I'd give the EA marketing and PR team props where it's due. Oh, and before I end off, I might as well mention this as well. But in case anyone who isn't familiar with Inferno Squad yet, and hasn't read the book either, I'd suggest taking a look at one of my videos I did all about them. It'll give you an in-depth look at each member of the squad so you can jump right into the single player campaign on launch day without worrying about who any of the characters are. But that'll do it for this trailer breakdown and gameplay analysis. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share, and subscribe to the channel to not only support it, but keep up with Star Wars news, gaming, and canon lore released every week. And consider following me on Twitter and Facebook to never miss out on the latest Star Wars related content. And if you still want to stay part of the conversation, then definitely join us on the official SYLO Discord channel. On that note, thanks for watching and may the Force be with you.